Hello dear students, this is Dr. Kesari Shukla, and as I have just described Augustan period in the last video, now I want to discuss the second half of 18th century, which is an age of Samuel Johnson. Actually, Samuel Johnson was a great writer who had just opposed the principles and writing style of Augustan period, the neoclassical age. He has employed the rural life in his creations. He has employed emotions and passions which was discarded in earlier part of the 18th century neoclassical age. He has just followed the principles of Rousseau, which has advocated the philosophy of nature. He has just denied the set fundamentals of a neoclassical age, the kind of formalities, the kind of formal ethics which were just employed by neoclassical poets, neoclassical artists, it was totally just ignored, just avoided by this very man, Samuel Johnson. This can be the effect of French Revolution which took place in 1789, and also the effect of Rousseau, which has just made Samuel Johnson like that, and he was bored of, he was tired of neoclassical kind of thoughts which was concerning only on the set patterns. So his creations I will just discuss what kind of creation he has written, what creations he has written I will discuss later on. But one thing that is remarkable about this age, that this age is called an age of prose and reason. Students, its major reason is this: I have already mentioned in the last video that the artists of 18th century, they have emphasized himself on logics, means they have not just written the thoughts which are just on the roadside. They have followed not only the spontaneous thought, they have just employed their reasoning, their mental capability, logics, and they have used prose stream of literature to represent all these things in his literature. And in this field, the importance of periodical essays can never be forgotten. Let us study what is periodical essays. Actually, students, periodical means the magazine and newspaper like literary pieces which are published after a certain interval, on a certain interval, on a certain period of time. They are just published again and again. That's why they are called the periodicals, like magazines, journals, and newspapers. They are the periodical. And among great periodical essayists, Richard Steele was there, Joseph Addison was there, even Samuel Johnson himself was there, and Oliver Goldsmith was there, Swift was there. They all are called periodical essayists. And they have the single target. The subject matter was they have opted. Its a single target was to entertain the society, to recreate the society, and through this recreation and entertainment they wanted to improve society. That's why they have used satire, they have used humor and satire in his essays to improve the society, to represent the society. They are not only satirist, but they are also the representative of his society, their society, what kind of practices were there in the society in those times, what kind of lifestyle the aristocratic family members were living, what kind of social atmosphere was there. So all those they have tried to mention in his periodical essays, in his periodical essays. And among great periodical essays of 18th century, you know that Tatler, Tatler is one of the great creation of this period, which was just published by Richard Steele. Tatler, you can note down, Tatler was published by Richard Steele. And another very important periodical of this period was Spectator Club. Spectator Club, actually, students, Spectator Club you all have studied, I think, in second year, BA second year. Students, Spectator Club was not actually a club, means there was no ground reality of a Spectator Club. Actually, it was an imaginary club, and the concept of imaginary club was given by Joseph Addison to represent the contemporary society, and he was well assisted and cooperated by Richard Steele. That's why they jointly published this Spectator Club. Means Spectator Club was jointly published by Richard Steele and Joseph Addison. And in the series of periodical essays, another creation was Rambler. Rambler was also a great periodical which was published by Samuel Johnson, and Samuel Johnson has published another, yes, Idler. Yes, Idler was also a very important periodical which was published by this very man Samuel Johnson, and they have the single target to represent the society. That's why they are called the representative of society. They have used humor, they have used satire, so that people may easily understand, and to create a kind of interest in the men. Means people of England used to just enjoy these papers, these periodicals with the sip of the tea in every morning. To create a kind of interest, they have used not only satire but humoristic approach also to represent the society. So this is the importance, especially in the field of prose, and they have used the reason and logical sequences in his essays. That's why this age is called the age of prose and reason. Students, so the importance of periodical essays can never be forgotten. And this 18th century is also known for novels. Yes, students, 18th century is the ground on what novels developed. We can say that this was the birth time of novel. And one thing I want to add here, you can note down that novel is the newest creation of English literature which has developed, established, and took its birth in 18th century. And there is a concern, there is a topic, very important topic of English literature is four wheels of English literature. Four wheels means four novelists of English literature, and they are called four wheels of English novel because the car of English literature was because of only these four wheels. Just I am making the curiosity in your mind. These four wheels are the men who has led, who has driven the car of novel. Means they are the men who has established, who has just developed the novel in English literature in 18th century. That's why they are called the four wheels of English literature, and they are none other but their name is, you can note down, the first man is Richardson. Richardson is the first wheel of four wheels of novel. Richardson, nobody can forget his great creation, Pamela. Pamela is his great novel which can never be forgotten. Yes, the first man of this group of four men who are called the four wheels of English literature, he is none other but Richardson. Another man is Henry Fielding, and there is a controversy in between who is the father of English novel. Fielding is the novel of Fielding is the father of English novel, or the Richardson is the father of English novel. Some critics says that Pamela is the first creation which has been credited as the first novel, and that's why the Richardson is called the father of English novel. But in my opinion, Henry Fielding, because Henry Fielding has established a systematic form of English novel, what kind of concern should be there, in novel. It was actually well established in 18th century by Henry Fielding. That's why, in my opinion, Henry Fielding is the father of English novel. So he is the second wheel of this car, which is called the four wheels of English literature. The first is Richardson, second is Henry Fielding, and third is Smollett. Yes, Tobias Smollett. Yes, Tobias Smollett is the third wheel, and Stern, Stern, Stern is the fourth novelist, and these four novelists are called the four wheels of English literature. So they have well established the form novel in 18th century, and they have also represented their society, what kind of coffee house culture was there, which was just took place in restoration period. Actually, the coffee house culture was established in restoration period. Here I want to again add the restoration period, that restoration period was there, which has developed many things like coffee houses, like the respect for literature. To leave that point, students, so what kind of coffee house culture was there, what kind of corruption was there in families, what kind of vulgar relation was there, what kind of hunger for sex was there, what kind of unsafe roads were there in those days, insecure roads were there, as you have studied in Henry Fielding's novel, Joseph Andrew. So all these things, all these kinds of representation of society was made by these four wheels in English literature. The students, now I want to just mention the creations of so many creations and trends I have discussed right now in these two videos. But now I want to mention major writers, major poets, major novelists of 18th century. What in the form of notes I want to just make it clear here. Yes, dear students. So first of all, I am going to tell you the major creations, important creation of Alexander Pope, who is the representative of first half of 18th century neoclassical age. So among his creations, Essay on Criticism, first creation, Essay on Criticism, Essay on Man, an epistle written to Dr. Arbuthnot, and Rape of the Lock. Nobody can forget the name of Rape of the Lock. So all these creations are the main important creations of Alexander Pope. So many creations he has written, but major creations I am just giving you, which is the subject to just discuss and study later on in detail. Another man who is considered as the representative of second half of 18th century, which is also known as Age of Johnson. So the major creation of Samuel Johnson are the first, The Vanity of Human Wishes. This is the creation of Samuel Johnson, The Vanity of Human Wishes. London is also one of the greatest creation. The Life of the Poets, very important creation. This is often asked in the examinations, several examinations, like NET examination and PGT examinations. This question are also asked again and again. Again, I am just repeating the name, The Lives of the Poets, The Lives of the Poets. Another creation, The Preface to Shakespeare. This is a creation based on criticism. I think that is in your syllabus in criticism. Preface to Shakespeare. This is the creation by Samuel Johnson, and he is the man who has credit to establish English dictionary in English, dictionary of the English language he has established. And another very important creation he has, The Prince of Abyssinia. The Prince of Abyssinia, Abyssinia, The Prince of Abyssinia is very important creation by Samuel Johnson. And another very important writer of this period is Oliver Goldsmith. He's not only a novelist, he's not only a dramatist, but he's also a great periodical essayist. He has credit to produce periodicals and dramas also. So among his great creations, The Traveller, the first creation is The Traveller, very important creation. Just note down the students that I am just giving you only important and famous creations of these writers. You can just search another great creations. Also, you are supposed to just make notes of the creations of these great writers. So the first creation of Oliver Goldsmith is The Traveller. The second is The Good Natured Man. The Good Natured Man. You are supposed to note down all those creations of these great writers. The Good Natured Man. The third is Citizen of the World. Very important creation. This is also often asked in several examinations. The Citizen of the World. Very great creation. The Citizen of the World. And a creation which is the favorite of all examiners. They often put it in several examinations. The Vicar of Wakefield. The Vicar of Wakefield. Again and again, I am just repeating the Vicar of Wakefield. This is important creation of Oliver Goldsmith, and another very important creation often asked in the examination. Especially this is important for the NET examination. Elegy on the Death of Mad Dog. Elegy on the Death of Mad Dog. This is very important creation by this very man. And among those great literary artists of this period, Daniel Defoe is also there. And the creation Robinson Crusoe, very important creation. Robinson Crusoe is the creation of Daniel Defoe. The Memories of Cavaliers. The Memories of Cavaliers is also very important creation of Daniel Defoe. And another very important writer of this period is Jonathan Swift. Nobody can forget the name of Jonathan Swift and his the collection of tales, his collection of tale that can never be forgotten. You have studied in ninth class in CBSE board the Gulliver's Tale. Gulliver's Tale. Many tales, many entertaining tales based on the adventurous journey of Gulliver. So Gulliver's Tale is very important creation of Jonathan Swift. Tale of Tub, another creation. Tale of Tub, another creation. So many creations he has written. Only important creation I am just discussing here. And I have discussed the name of Joseph Addison among periodical essayists. He is also a great writer of this period, especially in the field of periodical essays. Richard Steele is there, very important writer of this period. And about Four Wheels I have discussed. Now I want to discuss some of the creations of Four Wheels. So your first writer was, as I have made clear, as I have made the first novelist of Four Wheels was Richardson and his Pamela. I have made clear. And another title of Pamela is Virtue Rewarded. Virtue Rewarded is the substitute title, the optional title. You can say that another title of Pamela is Virtue Rewarded. And the second wheel of English literature was Henry Fielding. And Henry Fielding's, you know, that you have studied the adventurous journey of Joseph Andrew. Joseph Andrew only, you can just nominate it as a novel, Joseph Andrew. Tom Jones, nobody can forget the name of Tom Jones, which is just delivering, which is just dealing with the picaresque element. Also in Tom Jones is known for its picaresque element, just given by Henry Fielding in this novel. So Tom Jones is there. Amelia is another very important creation by Henry Fielding. So these two novelists, these two wheels of English literature I have discussed. Among other writers of 18th century is Lawrence Sterne. Yes, he is also one of the four wheels of English literature, English novel. And his great creation is Tristan Sandy. Tristan Sandy, Tristan, Tristan Sandy, Sandy. The creation of Sterne, you can never forget Tristan Sandy. And another writer of these four wheels, the final wheel, the four wheel of the novel is Tobias Smollett. Yes, Tobias Smollett, and Tobias Smollett is known for his great creation, The Adventures of Pedrick Random. The Adventures of Roderick Random. Sorry, The Adventures of Roderick Random. Roderick, Roderick Random, Random. The Adventures of Roderick Random. Nobody can forget his name also. So these are the four wheels of English literature. They are also called the four wheels of novel. They have well developed. Again, I am reminding you, the novel in 18th century, for what they are always be remarkable in English literature for the development of novel especially. And another writer of 18th century are William Blake, and his creation is poetical sketches. So many creations he has written. Chimney sweepers, and the description of chimney sweepers is also means what kind of economical condition was there in England in those days, what kind of economical standards, what kind of differences were there in the society of downtrodden, and what kind of gap was there in industrial class of society, and what kind of the lifestyle was there in workers, in the laborers, the class between industrialist and the labor class of society. So all these things were just discussed in the creations of William Blake. You can never forget. Poetical sketches is his great creation, and in other writers of this period who was also called the transitional poet, means they came on that juncture of time when when 18th century was just breathing its last breaths, and the romantic age was proceeding towards. So that's why they are the poets of transitional period, the transitional period in between 18th century and 19th century. Among them, the great writer is William Collins. William Collins, you know that he has all the traits of 18th century, and also he has the qualities of romantic poetry also. So his great creations, among his great creations, he has written excellent kind of odes. Ode to simplicity, you have studied, I think, ode to simplicity. Ode to yes, evening. Ode to evening is one of another very important creation by William Collins. He is a transitional poet. Again, I am reminding you. And in the series of transitional poet, your another writer is Thomas Gray. Nobody can forget his great creation, an elegy written in country churchyard. You have studied, I think, even in intermediate, in which he had just described the ego of the man, and he had suggested that man must not boost the boost of he has written the line boost of heraldry, pomp of power, all these things he has just described. Man must not just be feel proud of be in the family of greats, because path of glory lead but to the grave. The final final para of this great creation, this great elegy was the he has written. I'm just missing the name. I'm just missing those lines. I think yes, the path of glory lead but to the grave. This is the final line, means everybody, whatever money he has, whatever power and possession he has, finally every man must have to go in the grave. The ultimate destination of life is grave. To very serious kind of creations he has written. The melancholy is there, the elegiac inspiration is there in the creation of Thomas Gray, and also he has the spirit of romanticism was just also peeping out from his creations. So all these things I have made clear about 18th century in these two videos. I think you all have got it well, my students. With this note, you all have studied it well in detail. You can study all these creations for your further examinations, especially for the competition. I wish you all the best. Thank you, my dear students. Thank you.